Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my YouTube channel, The School of Love. My name is Maria, and I am helping people discover their inner potential for love towards oneself and towards the others. Today, I am welcoming you to a new episode from the series, Things I Have Learned from My Kids. There are many things one can learn from one's kids. In today's video, I am focusing on one particularly poignant aspect of our lives, the meaning of the weekend. And I have divided this important lesson, this very, very important lesson taught to me by my kids, in 5 dimensions. During weekend, there is no work. One does not work on weekend. Of course, there are homeworks to be done. There are assignments to be fulfilled. But as a grown-up, you do not work on weekend. And this does not mean that one has a life which makes weekend particularly attractive. But still, there are moments in life when one needs complete disconnection from this mental preoccupation with work, money, career, colleagues, bosses, appointments, deadlines, and so on. So during weekend, there is no work. No excuses. Number 2. During weekend, there is no talk about work. Yeah, as I said, we need this mental disconnection from work and everything associated with work. But at the same time, we also need to stop thinking about work, and even worse, to stop talking about work. And even if we don't work, but we talk about work, about all the worries related to work, about all the regrets related to work, about all the things that could have happened if we had known better, and about all the things that might happen if this and that is not being taken care of, that this is still being mentally and emotionally connected to work. So during weekend, there is no talk about work. During weekend, we disconnect from work. Number 3, during weekend, there are no worries about work. I have touched a little bit on this idea a couple of seconds ago, that during weekend, we just don't worry about work. What happens anyway. So what's the purpose of worrying about work? About what our colleague who's always complaining might say, about our boss who's never satisfied and always wants more and more, about those deadlines which are approaching, and about all those assignments which came in way too late, and then one had to solve them to 80% just so that there is not a big fuss at work. So no worries about work in weekend. Number 4, no regrets about work. About, I should have done that last week. I should have known better before applying for this job. I should have known better when I agreed to this promotion. I should have known better when I signed the loan, which now forces me to stick with this job until the end of the world. I should have known. No. It doesn't really make sense. No, it doesn't make sense at all, actually, if we stay and think about it. There's no meaning in regretting things which have happened. Let's see what can be done from now on. Let's see what we can learn from it. Let's see where our responsibility ends and where the things begin which we cannot control, because there are so many things which we cannot control. And some people who are overzealous, they have this tendency, much appreciated by their superiors and by their peers, but actually very detrimental to their own development. They have this tendency to take responsibility for everything, and more particularly for things which are outside or beneath their control. Just don't think about it. Just move forward. Learn from the past. But do not worry about what might happen at some point in the future, and do not regret what has happened, because there's always a lesson to be learned. There's always some wisdom which can be gained from past mistakes. And sometimes we regret things which actually are not there to be regretted. We just think I could have done better. Oh, who says so? What if you could have done worse? What if your good was really good enough? So stop regretting anything that might have happened in the past. And of course, last but most important, no thoughts about work during weekend. So don't think about work. Don't talk about it. Don't worry about it. Don't regret about it. And don't think about it. Make this a habit. Make this a conscious decision. Don't think about it. And the moment you start thinking about it, because it will come back again and again, particularly if you're not very disciplined about your thoughts. The moment you start thinking about work, you say, yes, I know, it's there. And now I'm thinking about the blue sky, or about the rainy day, or about that beautiful flower I have seen in the street, or about my pet, or about being alive, about anything. Just the moment the thought of work takes contour in your head, make a conscious decision. Set the intention. Set the intention. I know you're there, but I'm thinking about the blue sky. I know you're trying to tempt me, but I'm stronger than you. I'm thinking, I'm focusing on the beauty surrounding me. Work and thoughts of work can wait until Monday. Make this intention. I'm present with what matters to me more than work. I'm there with my children. I'm there with my spouse or with my partner. I'm there with myself. You can be with yourself perfectly fine. And thoughts of work can wait until Monday. I have made it a habit to expand bonding times on weekends with my children, because by some miraculous combination, they keep my thoughts away from work. Their preoccupations, their hobbies, their ideas are more important to me than anything else, particularly during weekend, and as I will elaborate in a future video, during vacation as well. Thank you for being with me today. I am looking forward to welcoming you again very soon. Love and peace to you all.